Well, guys, they got him. The man behind the mask. Okay, this guy right here, arrested finally. Now, they went after this guy. A lot of people are complaining because they're like, go behind get the guys who were passing out, the globalists, the media sock puppets. But we've got to use this guy to get to the real people. This guy was handing out real gear in the middle of unraveling cities. Okay. The thing is, though, is that he's wearing Marine Corps camouflage and Marine Corps boots. Now, we're going to talk about that in a moment. But first, let's talk about something that's hit everyone right now. Nobody's talking about it, but the cyber attacks. Systems are down. Commerce is locked. AI is glitching like a freaking drunk robot in a hurricane. You want to talk about coincidences? This is not one. It's happening right now. This is coordination. And it's not just happening online. You got stuff happening all across American cities right now, spreading, right? So this AI that's happening right now, the AI glitching, the commerce sites glitching, we're watching destabilization in real time. And the puppet masters are bold enough to do it right now in front of our eyes, and they're not hiding it. So let's get into it. So, because if you've tried uploading any content, logging on or anything with AI tools, or even accessing various e-commerce platforms right now, and you can't get into it, you're not alone. I've actually tried to film this video, right? Tried to upload this video multiple times, okay? Massive outages on board. Captions, AI as a tool, it's not working. Google AI tool's not working. Various commerce websites are not working. I've heard a lot of people talking. You go online, they just say technical difficulties. BS, please. This is something, an attack right now. It's happening, shutting down communication. Cell phones aren't working. This is not your grandpa's Wi-Fi dropping out during bingo night. This is a strategic blackout. We're looking at King's Day just in a freaking 2 days, and they're preparing for what I think is something bigger than any of us are going to believe. When we have multiple independent platforms go dark at the same times, especially tools tied to free speech, e-commerce, and content creation, that's not a bug, that's a test run. And ask yourself, who benefits the most when shutting down the voices of independent creators and small businesses? The globalists. They don't want us out here talking, okay? They don't want us sharing the information. It's the same people who are funding the freaking riots. Look at these signs. Somebody had to pay for these signs. We've also got TikTok creators posting identical videos aimed at supporting illegal immigrants against ICE. Now, let's get back to the guy in camis here. Okay. Now, his name is Alejandro Theodore Oriano. That name sounds like he's part of some kind of freaking Bond villain film, right? But he's real. FBI says he was the guy driving around LA handing out bionic face shields. Okay. That's not some dude passing out protest signs or water. That is a logistical operation. That's supply chain warfare. He's facing a conspiracy to commit civil disorder, maximum penalty 5 years. Let me show you the clip right here, the FBI talking about it.
Today we execute a search warrant on the individual who was seen earlier this week distributing face shields to suspected rioters down in Los Angeles. We have made it a huge priority to try to identify, locate, and arrest those who are involved in organizing, supporting, funding, or facilitating these riots that they're going on. It appears they're well orchestrated and coordinated and well funded, so we want to understand who these people are and where this organization's coming.
Funding these insurrectionists and these rioters and these protesters and these illegal criminals. And I have updates for you on the numbers, by the way. Since June 6th, there have been 330 illegal aliens that have been arrested as part of these riots in Los Angeles.
And when it comes to Los Angeles or other cities, if we see other cities are gearing up, and these people are agitators, they're paid, they're professionals, they're insurrectionists, they're troublemakers, they're all of those things, but I believe they're paid, and we're going to find out through Pam Bondi and her great staff, her great people at Justice, who they are. And Mike, I think you're doing some investigations in that in Congress, but we're going to find out who they are, because they're really, I think what they're doing is unbelievably illegal. Just one thing, so they took the bricks away from people. They're walking in with satchels of bricks. Now, why do you have bricks? You have bricks because you throw bricks. They're very potent. If they hit you, they kill you. And they took them away. The military took them away. They saw him. What the hell is this? The guy could hardly carry him. Many bricks. He's a strong guy, couldn't carry him. And they saw that and they took him away. Then they found others with bricks. But they're ingenious. They also brought hammers along, very heavy hammers. And I saw them pounding the curb and pounding the sidewalk. And it was like a military operation. This guy's pounding strong, boom, big shots. And it was breaking up granite, the granite curbs. And the granite was breaking up and the concrete was breaking up. And there was lines of people standing there and they're handing him. And then he stopped handing him. They just went down and picked him up. It was so professional. I said, that's a professional organization. This is not like people at random. This guy's breaking up because they couldn't use the bricks. So who would think of this even? Did a lot of damage. A lot of curbs are broken. A lot of sidewalks broken. But I never saw that before. That's one I haven't seen. I thought I saw it all. And they have it on tape. And with that, people get killed. You know, they go to the bridges and they drop the concrete off the top of the bridge with a car coming along at 70 miles an hour and the person dies. And we had a lot of car problems. You saw that. They were all over the road. They were littered all over the road where the cars got stopped by.
So you heard the various, the thing is they're talking about it now. You know, if you said that during 2020, they'd have called you crazy. But this stuff is highly organized, Soros backed, NGO backed. People want to destabilize and destroy America. Now, here's the kicker about this Alejandro Oriano. He was dressed in Marine Corps camouflage and boots. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see a dude in Marpad and combat boots posing as, you know, are out there as a riot, passing out riot gear, he's not just an innocent bystander. This screams false flag. Pose as Marines, agitate, film the chaos, blame it on the Marines, okay? Or maybe blend in the Marines, try to harm the Marines. This isn't just criminal. This is psychological warfare. This is a setup. There's no other reason he'd be wearing that, right? Let's think about it. There's no other reason he would be wearing Marpat and Marine boots. And let me show you guys, again, going back to the sign, or let me talk to you about the signs. This is not organic. They have these professionally printed signs, okay? Laminated color. That stuff is not cheap. You think Tyrone and Becky from down the street just rolled out of bed and said, hey, let's fire up the Adobe Illustrator and hit Kinko's. No. These things are professionally done, passed out, just like whenever the borders open up and they're wearing Biden-Harris shirts. The immigrants come across the border. These are pre-staged, pre-funded, pre-distributed. Someone paid for this stuff. This is a well-oiled destabilization machine. And you better believe it's been tested in other nations before ours. Trust me, this is the type of propaganda you see destroying countries all around the world. You're talking about Hong Kong, France, Brazil. You see these sort of things happening around the globe. Now it's us. They're using the same playbook against us. You break the culture, you divide the people, you overload the system, and you call that Cloward-Peven strategy. Right here. Look it up. Flood the system with crisis until it collapses, then offer a shiny new system to replace it. Globalism with a smile. Now, I don't know about you, but this weekend it looked good. This stuff's spreading to various cities, you know, just like I saw the Marine Corps. Guess who was out there? Go a little morning PT, the Marines, boots and ute, running PT in early morning, Hayes in New York City, right? Out there singing cadence, running with a purpose. I don't see any rock doors out there this morning, no. You would find out quick, a little bit map. But in New York last night, 88 Antifa members were rounded up in New York City. You didn't see those Antifa boys out there this morning when Marines were doing their PT because they know better. Because they know deep down they're LARPing until the real men show up. And when that happens, they scatter like cockroaches when the lights come on. Now, let's go check in with Ron DeSantis. I'm going to show the clip. Check this out.
Have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for.
That's their fault, right? You don't wait for a miracle. You floor it, son. Because at that point, it's survival. I'm glad somebody finally said it. Quit stopping. Letting them drag you out of the freaking vehicle, smash your window, and drag you and your kids out of the vehicle. Self-defense. Don't stop. Really, it's insane. I'm not stopping, you know. And again, it's about damn time someone in leadership said it out loud and clear. No more pandering. No more hand-wringing. No more mostly peaceful protests while cities burn down. No. Floor that son of a gun, okay? Right? That's what I do. Anyway. Now, Trump just made a statement today. He's talking about drafting an executive order that would allow non-criminal migrants who've worked 20, 25 years in hospitality, agriculture to continue working legally. And the media is already screaming betrayal. But here's the nuance. He's not talking about letting cartel mules in. He's talking about workers who've built part of this economy with their backs, not their crimes. Now, this still could be leveraged as part of a bigger picture. Control the workforce, control the food supply, control the movement, and you control the people. We have to stay alert to both sides of the chessboard. One side swings a hammer, the other side offers a hug while cutting your wrist with the other hand. Okay, so you got to play the game. Here's the clip of him talking about it.
Those are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
So again, Trump's already getting some blowback for that, but you're talking food supply. You're talking about immediate disruption if you're to pull all the workers away. I think that's a strategic move. You go fire all the employees and then there's nobody to get the food. You can't have it all, man. Anyway, now listen, this isn't just about one arrest. Now I do think this boy there's something going on. They're about to pull a false flag. This isn't about a few printed signs. It's not about a bugged out cyber attack. This is about a coordinated takedown of America from within, right? They're not going to beat us toe to toe. You can't conquer a strong nation militarily like ours, but you can collapse it socially. You overload it with crime, weak judges. You fracture its identity. You devalue its currency. You flood it with lawless chaos. You neuter the men. It's happening every day. Go look at my few last posts on Instagram. You'll see a bunch of neutered men talking trash. You elevate the cowards. You glamorize weakness. And just when the people are begging for a solution, you roll out that digital leash and you call it freedom. For your safety, for your security. Don't worry, we'll protect you. We'll look after you. Just take that mark on your hand or your forehead, put the chip in, eat the bugs, get in the cage. You'll own nothing and be happy. Now, before I get too grim, here's your firecracker of the day. They say the guy arrested was wearing Marine boots and camo to blend in. Brother, the only thing he was blending into was Stolen Valor Convention in Portland. Should go check it in Portland, see what's going on there. I've seen cosplay that look more legit than that guy. Okay. I've seen ROTC high schoolers that look tougher than that dude. But anyway, a lot going on. Let me leave you with this. This isn't the end. This is just the unveiling. The enemy's organized. They're funded. They're coordinated, and they're patient. You don't send masked men in camo gear in the streets unless you've already decided the direction this country is going. Okay? But here's the deal. We're harder to kill. We train. We stay alert. We don't run from the fire. We walk through it. And if you think we're going to lie down while they hand out shields and fake uniforms, they're going to learn the hard way that some Americans still have spines made of steel and backs that are unbreakable. This is Black Scout Survival. Always remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, always stay dangerous. Take care.